I think we win. In fact, I'm very confident that we win. I think we beat PSG. Yes, they've got the best front three in the world. Okay, what else? They won it last year. Okay, what else? They've got Luis Enrique as manager. Okay, what else? Yeah, okay. Like, subscribe, hit the notifications button and strap yourself in. This is why I think we win. Firstly, it is not a mad statement to say, I think Arsenal win the Champions League against PSG. And the fact that it's not a wild, deluded statement tells you, firstly, even the haters who said we're going to bottle the league, we're going to do this, we're going to fall apart, we're going to do that, all of them have gone quiet. And if that tells you anything, it tells you that they are worried that we are going to win the Champions League. So it's not a deluded statement. And I'll tell you why it's not a deluded statement. This PSG side, as good as it is, and it is very good, can be got at. And we've seen it in the Champions League. Let me rattle off a couple of stats for you, for those of you that might not be aware. And guys, I want your comments. I want your thoughts on this bit, because actually, it's super interesting. Okay, the first stat I want to talk about. No other team in the Champions League this season has conceded more shots from errors than PSG. 26. They've made the most errors in the competition that has directly led to shots towards their goal. 26 shots. And no other team has conceded more goals from errors than PSG in the Champions League this season. 5. Now you're probably sitting there thinking, all right, Neil, well, what does that prove? Because they're in the final, they scored 6 against Bayern Munich, and they've made it, right? And they took their time last season. They didn't start the strongest, but they got there. Well, I'll tell you what the difference is. This season, they've lost a hell of a lot of games. Games that you're probably not even aware of. I'm just going to go through their losses this season in general. This is across League and Champions League. Lost to Marseille, lost to Bayern Munich, lost to Monaco twice, lost to Paris FC twice, lost to Sporting Lisbon, lost to Rennes, lost to Lyon. They've also drawn with the mighty Spurs, Newcastle, Athletic Bilbao. If you think this PSG team can't be got at, there's proof they can be got at. And let's go back. What else gives me confidence that we can put it on PSG and get a result? Well, let's go back to last season. We didn't have a great season. Yes, we had a good run in the Champions League. And yes, the standout moment was beating Real Madrid across 2 legs. But we weren't spectacular in the Champions League last season. We definitely weren't so in the league. And we didn't have the squad that we got now. Now we have a bigger squad. But let's not forget that second leg was completely in the balance going into that. All right, it was completely in the balance. We were 1-0 down from the first leg, and we go into that, and in the first 10 minutes, it's margins. Declan Rice header goes either side. We're probably going 1-0 up. And another day, we do go 1-0 on the night, and we pull level on aggregate. Martin Odegaard, only a worldie from Donnarumma stops us getting level. Donnarumma pulled off 4 or 5 world-class saves in that tie alone. Fact. He had the game of games. Well, he's not going to be a problem for obvious reasons this year, right? They've had a few goalkeeping issues this season, and now I think they're going to have Sofanoff in goal, however you say his name, Sofanoff in goal for the Champions League final. That represents an opportunity for us. Now, you're sitting there thinking, yeah, but Neil, they've got the best front three in the world. You said it yourself. They do have the best front three in the world, and they've got Kvaratskhelia, who has caused havoc against any right back and any defence he's gone up against. But you're missing one thing. And he may not have played for a little while, but he is absolutely stellar, and he fits and completes the puzzle at the back for us. Without him, we have been absolutely solid as a rock. With him, we're almost impenetrable. I'm talking about Jurrien Timber. He's fit. He's going to Budapest. He's going to be there, and he's ready. He is ready to play. And you can say he hasn't played for a while. But this is the beauty of having such a stable defensive unit, is that you could have been out for a little while, but going into a back line of David Raya, Gabriel, Saliba, and either Hincapié or Calafiori, you're going to get looked after. First 10 minutes, you're going to get looked after until you get up to speed. Don't you worry about that. So we've got our defensive unit back, and we've just shown you that PSG can be got at. So I think we should start Calafiori. Oh, Neil, we should start Nketiah, just creates more solidity. We're going up against the best front three in the world. Okay, listen, if we get too much into our heads about this being the best front three in the world, we're going to go there to defend and get done. We're going to go there, get done, because all we're going to do is go there and try and defend and take it deep. And that is not the way to do it. You actually want to we've got the defensive solidity with or without Calafiori. Okay. So when you play Calafiori steps in, gives us a bit more physicality, but gives us more progression up the pitch as well. He doesn't give us more physicality than Nketiah from a defensive standpoint. I get that. But he gives us physicality whilst being on the ball and being able to drive it forward and progress it forward. He progresses us forward. The other starter has to be Myles Lewis-Skelly. In midfield, he brings calm, composure, forward-thinking vision, and he brings physicality. It is something that PSG are going to have to cope with. Myles Lewis-Skelly and Declan Rice in that midfield, that ain't easy for anyone. I don't care who you are. Now, the two players I've highlighted there will showcase how Mikel Arteta is going to approach this game. If he starts with Calafiori and he starts with Myles Lewis-Skelly, we're looking to put it on PSG. If he starts with Nketiah in either or Myles or Zubimendi, then again, we're going to try and take this game deep, and I think that could be a mistake. We've got to put it on these guys because when we do, it leads to them making mistakes and we can get in and we can punish. We've shown you we can punish teams in the Champions League. We finished top of the table with the most goals and the least goals conceded. Most goals scored, least goals conceded, unbeaten, won every game, right? So we are unbeaten in the Champions League so far. And there's no reason to fear this PSG side. Respect this PSG side. Absolutely. But there's no need to fear them. Now, I've mentioned what our 11 could look like from a back five perspective in midfield. I think the front three pick themselves personally. I think you've got Saka. I would certainly lead with Gyökeres. It's my personal preference. We didn't have him last year. Don't forget we had Mikel Merino up top when we took PSG deep. Yeah, Mikel Merino up top. And as good as he is, Gyökeres is banging in goals this calendar year. On the left, if you want that work rate, you can go with Martinelli. I personally don't mind starting with Trossard, but if you're playing Calafiori and you're worried about Desiree Doué, okay, no problem. Start Martinelli. He can track back and provide cover for Calafiori. But I think we can overload him in the midfield. Let's look at their starting 11 or predicted starting 11. Safonov in goal, Mendes, Marquinhos, Pacho, and they've moved Zaire Emery from midfield to right back because Hakimi's injured, right? That means their midfield will be Vitinha or João Neves, Vitinha, Fabian Ruiz. We can physically dominate that midfield. Myles Lewis-Skelly, Declan Rice, Martin Odegaard. Don't tell me we can't dominate that midfield. Don't tell me we cannot dominate João Neves, Vitinha, Fabian Ruiz from a physical perspective. We can put it on them. And then obviously they're not going to mess around with their front three, Kvaratskhelia, Dembélé, Doué. Right? They're going to cause us problems. We just have to accept it. So if we're going to accept that they're going to cause us problems, then we need to have a game plan to put it on them. And I think we put it on them by the likes of Calafiori starting Myles Lewis-Skelly and playing that forward-thinking football, playing like we did against Fulham, for example, when we beat him up 3-0 in the Premier League, playing with that front foot energy and playing with Myles Lewis-Skelly instead of a Zubimendi, who's more of a metronome. Myles brings that physicality to midfield and will also be looking to play the ball forward. Sometimes you've got to play fire with fire and trust that we have the best defence in the world. If we go too defensive and we go in trying not to concede, we will concede. Guys, let me know your thoughts. Like, subscribe, hit the notifications button, drop your comments. Are you confident, Gooners? Do you think we can actually do something historic? Because the more time that has gone by and the more I analyse this particular game, the more confident I am that we do PSG. I want to hear your thoughts. Guys, let's get this done.